Hey guys, what's up? My name is Sean Winnie. Today, tara pag-usapan natin itong naging commentary ni Attorney Neil Abayon. So basically, may mga sinabi siya na medyo nahapyawan ko na for my yesterday's video. So kung maalala nyo, pinag-usapan natin, okay, yung tungkol sa pag-overturn ng kaso nito ni Leila de Lima. Actually, kung ano yung sinabi ni Attorney Abayon, almost pareho lang sila ni Attorney Trixie Cruz Angeles. Meron din naging explanation si Tio Moreno tungkol dyan. Hahanapin natin. Then pag-uusapan natin yung kanyang naging post tungkol doon. But for now, of course, ipi-play muna natin ang ating intro. Ayun na guys now. So, una-una natin gagawin. Okay. Papanoorin muna natin yung isang interview na kapwa kongresista ni Leila de Lima by June 30. Sabi niya, okay, ito yung paliwanag niya. Which is, ito yung, siguro kung may mga ni-raise tayong questions from yesterday's video, almost 80% of that, nasagot na ni Attorney Neil. Pero ito yung kicker. Panoorin natin.
Sa pending proclamation ni dating Senadora de Lima ang desisyon ng Court of Appeals.
Aga para kay House Deputy Majority Leader Iloilo 3rd District Representative Lawrence Defensor, makaapekto lang ang desisyon ng Court of Appeals na pawalang bisa ang pag-absuelto kay dating senadora at ngayon mamamayang liberal o ML Party List nominee Leila de Lima kung pinal na ang conviction. Anya, hindi pa ito final judgment kaya babalik pa ulit ang desisyon sa regional trial.
So this is something that we both agree. Okay, so yesterday sinabi ko yan sa inyo. Even in the case of PRRD, meron siyang case sa The Hague. I don't know if you're recognizing that under the Philippine law, so kung ano yung magiging judgment doon and whatsoever. Because every time may judgment sa ibang country, it has to be recognized here in the Philippines. Okay, that's one. Now, yun sa kaso ni Leila de Lima, okay, ongoing. However, may nirelease nga ang COMELEC that they're going to suspend the proclamation kung meron daw pending case. Now, the question na ni-raise ko yesterday was it sa case filed sa COMELEC o case filed sa mga courts? So, hindi yun malinaw. Pero iba kasi yung sinasabi dito ni Congressman Defensor, which at one point, I agree with him.
Trial court. Dagdag pa nito, hindi rin ito makaapekto sa incoming inclusion o napipintong pagsali ni de Lima sa House Prosecution Panel para sa impeachment.
So, dito na tayo magkakaroon ng problema. Bakit? Kasi ayon nga kay Attorney Abayon, which is later on, ipapalabas din natin yung kanyang explanation, no? He went directly discussing the case. Kaya 10 minutes lang. Isa sa mga nasabi niya ron, possible na makulong si Leila de Lima kung magre-request, no? Kung magre-request ang prosecution team na mag-issue ulit ng panibagong warrant of arrest against her. Kasi again, it's an ongoing trial. Pangalawa, lahat ng mga nangyari, including most probably is yung kanyang petition for bail, no? Mananal and void. Kasi acquittal nga, nanal and void eh. So, there's a probability later on, pakinggan natin si Attorney Neil tungkol dyan.
Impeachment trial ni Vice President Sara Duterte. Pakinggan natin ang pahayag ng kongresista.
It will not affect Senator de Lima's possible role as a member of the prosecution team.
Yun nga ang tanong eh, paano kung mag-request ang prosecution team na servan siya ulit ng warrant of arrest. Paano mo masasabi niyan ngayon, Defensor, no? Congressman Defensor, na hindi makakaapekto? Knowing that physically she won't be available kung sakali man, di ba?
What's important is that she will be nominated, elected, and authorized in the 20th Congress to be part of the prosecution team. It does not affect her election as a member of the House of Representatives representing the Mamamayang Liberal Party List.
Naniniwala rin ang kongresista, unusual o hindi pangkaraniwan ang desisyon ng CA na ibalik sa lower court ang kaso
Ano daw?
ni De Lima. Sang-ayon din ito sa posisyon ng kampo ni De Lima na unappealable ang acquittal na desisyon ng isang trial court.
So dito makikita nyo guys yung mga different point of view ng mga abogado. Okay? Kasi dito inexplain ni Attorney Abayon kung bakit naging possible. Pero dito, since hindi magiging favorable kay Leila De Lima, kukwestiyonin niya. Kasi si Defensor is a lawyer as well, di ba? Member siya ng prosecution team.
An acquittal by a trial court, mahirap na i-reverse. No? This is an unusual.
Mahirap. Nadulas na siya, mahirap, pero possible.
Unusual for me to see that.
Ako, ang dami ko nang nabasang criminal cases na remand din.
A Court of Appeals remand a case.
Samantala,
Hindi unique, hindi bago. 'Di ba? Yung mga ganitong pangyayari, hindi man lagi, hindi common, pero nangyayari siya.
posible namang sa susunod na linggo magkaroon ng pagpupulong ang House Prosecution Panel. Gayunman, wala pang detalye kaugnay nito. Balik sa iyo, Aga.
Maraming salamat.
Alam mo, isang bagay na naisip ko rito, no? Since prosecution team, under sila ng DOJ, hopefully, suportahan ito ni Boying Remulla. Diba? Suportahan to ni Boying Remulla. Ngayon, punta tayo dito kay Attorney Abayon.
Papag-usapan natin yung recent development po sa kaso ni former Senator and incoming Congresswoman Leila De Lima. Okay, so makikita naman po ninyo dito, yung Court of Appeals po in-overturn yung judgment of acquittal na nirender in her favor by the RTC ng Muntinlupa. Okay, so good everybody, your quote-unquote favorite DDS lawyer po. This is Attorney Neil Abayon back for another video. So ngayon po, yan yung i-explain ko sa inyong lahat. And medyo overtime na po tayo pero hinabol ko na lang to para at least matapos na tong topic na to, yung discussion po na to, okay? Pero again, quick disclaimer lang po sa inyong lahat. Tandaan po ninyo na we are talking about the current status po of the case of former Senator Leila De Lima, kung saan na-overturn po yung kaso against her. So more or less po yung magiging discussions natin is not favorable to her, okay? So kung supporter po kayo ni former Senator Leila De Lima at baka
Nagbigay na ng disclaimer agad si Attorney Abayon. Imagine niyo just within 23 hours, no, 649 thousands na, no?
ma-trigger or ma-high blood kayo, you are more than free naman po to skip this video para at least hindi na kayo makipag-away pa sa comment section, okay? But if you are willing naman po to learn the legal process of her case, you are more than free naman po to stay and watch this video, okay? Ngayon, start na po tayo sa discussion natin. So yung
a 106-year-old Chinese medicine doctor was willing to reveal a secret before his death. It turns out that diabetes does not require medication.
Leila De Lima. So yung kaso po niya involves yung Dangerous Drugs Act po natin, RA 9165, specifically Section 26B in relation to Section 5, Section 3JJ, and Section 28 of the said law. Okay? So ang tatandaan lang po natin dyan para hindi na po kayo mamroblema is this involves the illegal drugs nga po, at yung pinaka ano po niyan is ito po under Section 5, Sale, Trade, Administration, etc. of dangerous drugs. Tapos ang next po na important na kailangan natin matandaan talaga dito is yung penalty niya. So dito po makita natin, the penalty of life imprisonment to death and a fine shall be imposed upon any person sa gumawa nga ng mga illegal acts or itong mga criminal acts na covered ng Dangerous Drugs Act natin. Okay? So yan po yung kaso na final. Ngayon, ang next question natin, so para po maging simple yung discussion natin, gumawa na po ako ng questionnaire.
Ayan guys, no, kung makikita nyo, most of the questions that I had yesterday was already posted here. So, yung mga main questions na itatakal ni Attorney Abayon is whether or not there is a double jeopardy or what's the rule. Ito yung mga issues na he will try to answer. Was the Rule 65 proper? So, sabi naman ni Attorney Abayon dyan, yes. What was the cause of the grave abuse of discretion? So, basically, ito yung naging parang basis, no? Kung bakit na-remand ang case. And if there's such thing as this, there's a possibility na mareremand yung case. So, bakit hindi ito inopen ni Congressman Defensor? Diba? What will happen to the case now? Sabi, syempre, i-continue yung trial. Is the crime involved bailable? Gaya nga nang na-mention ko sa inyo guys, that if the evidence of guilt is strong, then definitely hindi. Pero if it's weak, then it's bailable. Gaya na rin na sinabi ni Attorney Abayon here, na magdedepende pa rin siya sa desisyon ng judge na hawak. 'Di ba? Kung maalala nyo, yung judge na humawak sa kaso ni De Lima, I think ano na siya Associate Justice na siya ngayon sa CA, if I'm not mistaken. Is the crime involved, what will happen to Senator De Lima? Dito niya sinabi that if mag-request ang prosecution team, no, na mag-release o maglabas ng panibagong warrant of arrest, there is a possibility that she will gonna go back sa OBLO. Ngayon, kung siya nasa loob ng OBLO, paano yung proclamation niya? Ipoproclaim pa rin ba siya? No? Ko-compare natin yan sa case ni Duterte, ni PRRD. Okay? Pero sabi nga ni Commissioner George Garcia, walang reason para hindi siya ma-proclaim. Ang problema natin, ang kaso ni De Lima ay nandito sa Pilipinas. 'Di ba? Will somebody file a disqualification case against kay De Lima because of her pending case? I don't think so. Tama, doon ko sinabi yung part, guys, na I agree with Congressman Defensor. Hindi pa final and executory yung judgment. Ngayon, ang sabi sa kampo ni De Lima, they're going to challenge the decision of the Court of Appeals, mismo rin sa 8th Division. Sabi ko, pwede pala yun. Ang alam ko kasi, kung ano yung decision ng Court of Appeals, ang next hierarchy of court, kung saan ka pwede mag-file ng appeal, walang iba kundi ang Supreme Court. 'Di ba? Anyway, panoorin natin yung sinabi ni Attorney Abayon.
There ko kasi actually binasa ko po yung full text ng case, okay? At yung decision naman po, yung mga issues na tinackle doon, they are basic criminal law principles, so madali na lang po siya pag-usapan po. So ito na lang yung ginawa ko para at least mas dire-diretso po talaga yung usapan natin, hindi na tayo mag-go back and forth pa doon sa mga provisions natin. So anyway, yung first issue po talaga or yung first question na sasagutin natin dyan is kung meron bang double jeopardy doon sa case dito po sa case ni former Senator De Lima. Kasi yung inallege po dito nila nung defense is that bawal daw or hindi proper yung ginawang petition for certiorari under Rule 65 nila Solgen Guevara, considering that there was already a judgment of acquittal, di ba? So ang double jeopardy po kasi, ang ibig sabihin po niyan, the easiest way I can explain that po in Tagalog is that yung akusado po is hindi pwede managot ng 2 beses sa parehas na krimen.
This mouse backpack is the best I've ever used.
meron ng judgment of acquittal. Okay? Tapos pag may judgment of acquittal po kasi, hindi po yan siya pwede i-apela or questionin mo in a higher court. Otherwise, it will violate the principle of double jeopardy. Kaya pag may judgment of acquittal po, automatic tapos na talaga agad yung kaso. Kaya nga kung mapapansin po ninyo sa mga drug cases, madami po talagang mga nagma-magic sa lower court level kasi pag dun pa lang sa lower court magkaroon na ng acquittal agad, hindi na po yan pwede ma-appeal sa higher court or sa appellate court. Okay? So ngayon, ang next question po natin, paano po to na question nila Solgen Guevara kung bawal pala mag-appeal? Bawal po yung ordinary appeal. However, meron naman pong tinatawag na special civil action for certiorari under Rule 65. So ito na po yung judicial power of review po ng Supreme Court or ng appellate courts po natin. So hindi po talaga to siya strictly speaking an appeal. Rather, it is a completely different petition po to by itself wherein questionin mo yung actions ng lower court. Dito po lower court kasi yung question actions nila Solgen Guevara na kine-question po nila na meron tinatawag na grave abuse of discretion po na ginawa yung judge dun sa lower court. Okay? So yung grave abuse of discretion po, ang ibig sabihin po niyan, meron pong grabing pang-aabuso na ginawa sa kapangyarihan niya yung judge dun sa pag-execute or sa pag-render po niya ng judgment of acquittal. So in short po, yung number 1 natin, wala pong double jeopardy. Number 2, proper po yung Rule 65 special civil action for certiorari to question a judgment of acquittal in a criminal case. Okay? Pero ulitin ko lang po, yung Rule 65, this is not an ordinary appeal po. This is a special civil action or an extraordinary remedy po to in cases when there is a clear grave abuse of discretion po na ginawa yung judge in a lower court. Okay? So ngayon, ang next question natin, paano nagkaroon ng grave abuse of discretion? So nagkaroon po ng grave abuse of discretion according to Solgen Guevara is because yung judge po dito, nirender niya yung judgment of acquittal without fully explaining the facts or the legal basis of his judgment. Sinabi lang niya po doon, nag-recant yung witness ng testimony niya, therefore wala na pong conspiracy to commit Dangerous Drugs Act violation. So dito po, question yun nila Solgen Guevara, gusto nila ipa-specify kung ano yung specific law na nag-a-allow doon, paano nag-apply specifically yung facts na yun sa law na yun, kasi walang explanation na binigay, na clear explanation binigay yung judge. At dito nangyari po, pinanigan si Solgen Guevara ng Court of Appeals. Okay? So in other words po, yung judgment of acquittal at present ni Senator De Lima is na-declare as null and void. Tapos yung ginawa po dito, yung order ng Court of Appeals is pinabalik po sa trial court level yung kaso. So in short, magpo-proceed po ulit yung trial dun sa Muntinlupa RTC. Yun po yung status currently.
So para sinasabi rito ni Attorney Abayan na, gaya ng if you remember, no, part of what he said is that if it's a drug case, they're trying everything that they can na mamekos-mekos o gumawa ng magic doon sa lower court. Tama? So it seems to me, the way I understand what he's saying here is that this is a classic example of what he is saying. Tuloy tayo.
Of the case na as per the decision of the Court of Appeals. And then yung next question po natin, kung yung crime involved po ba is bailable. So pinakita ko po sa inyo kanina, di ba, na yung penalty dito is life imprisonment up to...
So ito yung in-explain ko sa inyo yesterday. Sabi nga ng professor ko sa Consti 1 at Consti 2 that there's no such thing as non-bailable. Bakit? Because if the evidence of guilt is not strong, then there's a possibility na makakakuha yan ng favorable, thumbs up na pwede siyang makapag-bail. Okay? Pero if the evidence of guilt is strong, definitely you cannot post-bail, diba?
To death yung penalty po for the crimes involved dito kala former Senator Laila De Lima. So this is one of the big misconceptions po kasi na pag life imprisonment or death, automatic bawal na talaga mag-bail. So dahil po dyan, ipapakita ko na lang po sa inyo sa Constitution natin kung ano talaga yung nakalagay. So ang nakalagay po talaga, Section 13 po to Article 3 of the 1987 Constitution, all persons except those charged with offenses punishable by reclusion perpetua when evidence of guilt is strong shall before conviction be bailable. So dito po ang kailangan nyo talaga i-take note is itong provision na when evidence of guilt is strong. Meaning pag hindi po malakas yung ebidensya ng prosecution is bailable pa rin po yung krimen that is punishable by reclusion perpetua. Okay? So gusto ko lang i-clarify to kasi ito po yung mga misconceptions po talaga na porket life.
Siyempre gusto ko thank you ulit. Shoutout ko yung aking professor. No?
imprisonment, reclusion perpetua, automatic daw walang bail. Pwede pa rin po mag-bail pag hindi malakas yung guilt. Therefore, ibig sabihin po niyan or yung tawag po dyan, this is bail pero discretionary on the part of the court.
I want to start work.
So ang sagot po, pwede mag-bail si Senator Laila De Lima pero nakadepende po yan ngayon sa circumstances surrounding her case. Okay? So ngayon, ang next question po natin, since sinabi ko na pwede or posibleng mag-bail si former Senator De Lima, ano ba mangyayari sa kanya? What will happen to Senator De Lima? Will she actually go to jail po ba pending yung trial? Kasi nga, niremand. So kung ako po tatanungin, ang magiging status po talaga dito is unang-una po titingnan natin kung ano ba yung ginawa or ano yung in-order ng Court of Appeals. So sabi po ng Court of Appeals dito, yung decision dated May 12 and the order dated 06 July issued by the Regional Trial Court are declared null and void. So ito pong mga decisions sa to at yung order na to, ito po yung judgment of acquittal in favor of former Senator Laila De Lima. So makita po natin, ang sabi ng Court of Appeals, they are declaring it as null and void. Therefore, walang bisa na yung judgment of acquittal. Okay? At pangalawa po, ang sinabi ng Court of Appeals, we remand the case to the Regional Trial Court Branch 204 for it to decide the case in accordance with the rules stated in this decision. Okay? So in short, pinapabalik po ngayon sa trial court level para desisyonan ng maayos based on the rules dito sa decision ng Court of Appeals.
Okay, so up to this day, wala pa akong copy ng case na to. However, kung susundin ng lower court or ng RTC kung ano man, okay, kung ano man ang rules na sinasuggest ng Court of Appeals, what do you really think will gonna happen? Will she still get an acquittal or she will be convicted this time? We'll see.
Appeals yung case po ni former Senator De Lima. So kung ako po tatanungin, si Senator Laila De Lima po is posibleng maaresto po siya assuming magkaroon ng bagong warrant of arrest na in-issue in her favor. Kasi currently nakalaya naman na po siya, di ba? So yung mga previous matters po, let's say there was a previous warrant of arrest issued, wala na po yun. So ngayon, since binalik sa Regional Trial Court, pwede ulit magpa-issue yung prosecution dito ng bagong warrant of arrest. So again, ulitin ko lang po, pwede po makulong dito si Senator Laila De Lima assuming there will be a new warrant of arrest na ma-issue against her. Kasi nawala na yung mga dating proceedings, diba? Kasi nagkaroon na ng judgment of acquittal nga eh. However nga, since that was declared null and void, basically na-revive po yung case. So kung na-revive po yung case, yung isa po dyan is pwede mag-request yung prosecution ng warrant of arrest against the accused dito. So ang titingnan na lang po dito or yung rights na lang po dito ni former Senator De Lima is kung malakas ba yung ebidensya against her. Kung malakas pa yung ebidensya against her, hindi po siya papayagan na mag-post ng bail ng korte dito. So yan po yan. So ngayon ang next question natin, what if naman questionin nila Senator Laila De Lima tong order ng Court of Appeals? Let's say inakyat po nila sa Supreme Court, ano ba yung magiging status?
Ayun, sabi nga nila, gaya nga ng sinasabi ko earlier is mag-aapila sila or i-challenge nila yung decision ng CA in the same division. That is the first time na narinig kong pwede pala yun. Okay? Pero dito kay Attorney Neil, he never mentioned that you can possibly do that. Instead, what he's saying here is that you can file an appeal to the Supreme Court.
Status nun. Pag inakyat po to sa Supreme Court nila Senator Laila De Lima, hindi po ibig sabihin naman nun automatic na hindi na siya pwedeng arestuhin. Kasi unless and until there is a restraining order, an injunction na hindi siya pwede arestuhin, pwede na to ma-execute tong judgment na to back dun sa trial court level. Kung bumalik na to sa trial court level, ma-remand na siya, mag-start na ulit dun yung proceedings, dun po posibleng ma-issuehan ng bagong warrant of arrest po si Senator Laila De Lima. Okay? So yan po yung professional assessment ko po regarding the case po dito ni former Senator De Lima.
Okay. Thank you, Attorney Neil, for sharing your professional assessment on this one. So, gustuin ko man na itakal din sa inyo itong pinost ni Tio Moreno. Almost pareho lang din yung sinasabi nila. So, mag-stick na lang tayo dun sa simplified approach ni Attorney Neil Abayon. Okay? Now, are we going to expect in the next coming days na may re-release na warrant of arrest against kay Laila De Lima? Maybe. Maybe yes. Pero I can sense na there's a big possibility nga na magkakaroon siya ulit ng warrant of arrest at makakabalik siya sa OBLO. No, I think si Tita Pretty yata yung narinig ko. At least ngayon guys, no, importante sa akin, mas naging malinaw sa inyo yung information based na rin of course sa mga legal luminaries natin gaya ni Attorney Neil Abayon, Attorney Libayan, Attorney Trixie. So almost the same lang din naman ang kanilang mga nagiging assessment tungkol dito. Inano ko lang ginamit ko lang yung video ni Attorney Neil Abayon kasi mas simplified ang kanyang naging explanation. Yung mga in-depth naman, punta kayo sa live ni Attorney Trixie para mas lalo nyo maintindihan as well as kay Attorney Libayan. Anyway guys, again, maraming salamat sa panonood. I hope na mas naintindihan nyo ng mabuti kung ano ang mangyayari sa kapalaran ni Leila de Lima. Ngayon, ang question na lang natin, which is, I think it's impossible for her to be part of the prosecution team ng impeachment trial ni VP Sara. 'Di ba? Dahil mukhang magbabalik bayan siya sa kanyang staycation.